What's going on, guys? Wanted to create a follow-up video to my first one. Is patch notes just dropped? It was up late. I just wanted to get a video out showing, hey, Death Oath is awesome. It got buffed. Play it. So now I can kind of go more in depth around the build, how it works exactly. I skipped on the auras yesterday. My mic was cutting out. I don't know why. So figured I'd just make a more high polished, more in-depth video instead of just going over gear and doing a quick video of how the build works. So one thing I do want to highlight. I personally am going to use Wintertide brand, even though in the patch notes it did get nerfed 0.8 damage. So early on, we're losing a little bit, but it did gain more towards the end game. So as we get into maps, we should be doing more damage than we would normally if we were using Wintertide in the past. So that's good to see. I mean, we're not going to notice it. Wintertide brand, freezing pulse, frost bomb, your typical cold dot setup. Maybe even use cold snap is nice. If you can get a Val cold snap, it makes leveling even easier. So yeah, good stuff there. And basically what you're gonna do is just start off with spell damage on this side, get some cold, move over to brands, because I think you get Wintertide brand at level 12 if I remember correctly, and then take this brand mastery where brands attached to a new enemy each time they activate. You'll notice a huge difference in the activation and the way things just kind of pop off. So that's awesome. Come down here, get some elemental damage, get some resists early on, spell damage, some life, and then you can kind of work your way up here to damage over time, because Wintertide brand is cold damage over time. Go over here, get some additional brands, and then I think there's actually somewhere where you can have a brand attached to additional enemy. Yeah, right there. Boom. So yeah, take that too. And then basically you're just following the Death Oath tree now, right? So you're gonna come over here, get your life, get your area of effect, area damage, that all works. Come over here, you can go up top. There's some cold damage over time nodes right here you can take initially. Come down, get this, go around, get some damage over time. This is just increased damage, life on kill, increased damage over time, skill effect duration, get some more life here. And then, yeah, you're pretty much set. That should take you into, level 68 or so, having all of those nodes taken. And then when you switch over to DO, that's when you'll drop all the cold stuff, drop all of this over here, don't need it. Drop all the brand stuff. And something I did want to show, let me drop all this too here for you. I took all my cluster jewels out, so we can actually go in game now, just to give you a more accurate representation of what the build will look like when you switch over. I wanted to take out all the cluster jewels that are giving me damage. They also enabled me to have determination on, so you'll now just have despair, malevolence, vitality, and grace. And the reason why you have vitality is because Death's Oath, Death Aura will actually give you 450 chaos damage per second for 3 seconds on kill. So you are going to be taking 450 chaos damage per second every time you kill an enemy. So that's something you have to be aware of and why you have to get chaos res. And our Ascendancy helps out with that. So if you go to Void Beacon and then Withering Presence, you get 60 chaos res. So boom, once you have that, you're pretty much good to go. You also have some nodes over here that on kill, you gain 15 life. So, I mean, the way that you're walking through and exploding everything, you are gaining life just as fast as you're losing it. So if you have vitality on, like I only have it to level 2 or 3 here. And then also Stone Golem is something that also is regenerating life. So you're getting 105 life, plus the vitality is giving you a couple, 16, plus all this other stuff. You don't even notice it at all. You might notice it when you first put it on. It's not going to kill you. Just kind of go down a little bit and go up, go down a little bit and go up, but it will not kill you, especially with all the different life and stuff you get in life regen. So yeah, that's kind of the initial switch over. We can kind of go over some of the gems and what's going on with it. So with the bow, you're not gonna have a 6 link right away. That's okay. You can just have like a 4 or 5 link caustic arrow, swift affliction. Another reason why I like to level Wintertide brand is because you're already leveling up damage over time and yeah, like conk effect, things like that are helping. Swift affliction, things that are already going to help you with your DO build. So you can always have one on your second hand. I normally do, just to have it leveled up. So if you're leveling up with the wand using Wintertide brand, try to find a bow, level up like the vicious projectile support that you wouldn't normally be using, caustic arrow, void manipulation, things like that in your offhand. And you are going to be using 2 swifts, 2 conk effects, so it's nice to have those on the offhand leveling ups. But that's basically, this is only your single target. The what you'll want initially is damage over time, and then +1 to a level of socketed gems. Those are the only really 2 modifiers you care about. The damage over time multiplier is a global one, so that will help out with your DO. Obviously, the +1 of socketed gems only helps out with your bow and will only help out with caustic arrow. So you don't really need a crazy bow at start, honestly. Just something that has a good damage over time roll, and you should be good there. When it comes to these other ones, so you are going to have 2 different curses. I like running Tempt Chains. You can also run Enfeeble, whichever you like, but I like slowing the enemies down because we're running into so many packs of enemies. We don't want them to kill us, so we want them to be slow. That way we have enough time for the damage over time to kill them and then explode and they're dead. So Despair will be ran in there with Tempt Chains. I use Blasphemy just so I don't have to self-cast. It's just always up and running. And then, which will help out a lot once you get this later in game, once people start killing Elder, right? Is in Presence. Means Despair has no reservation when used as an aura, and because we're using Blasphemy, we're using it as aura. GG, easy, right? And then that will kind of, once you get your Cluster Jewel, you'll be able to get Determination turned on. You have a small Cluster Jewel here. Determination has a 50% increased mana reservation efficiency. So once you have that, you'll be able to actually turn on all your auras. However, once you do that, you might need to tap on your old friend Eldritch Battery here, as you may not have enough mana to cast your Caustic Arrow. Depends on just what gear you have and things like that. So no harm in running Eldritch Battery. You don't really build much energy shield anyways. We're going to be focusing on evasion and armor. You get quite a bit of armor from Death's Oath Astral Plate, almost 3,000 armor there. You get some armor from the crown here. This isn't normally something you would carry way into endgame. You would like to have a rare with Despair Curse effect on it. But yeah, other things that I have is Flame Dash, Stone Golem, Withering Step. So this is something I wanted to explain because I didn't explain it in the first video. Every time you use Withering Step, you are proccing Life Tap. And you want your Life Tap to be low level, 1 or 2. I would not go over 2. So that way it always procs when you are using Withering Step. So because you're using Withering Step, you want Wither Effect. It expires slower, so they take increased chaos damage, which is kind of multiplicative, right? Up to 15 times. You can also grab something here, 5% chance to inflict withered on 15 times instead of just 1. So that's really great for bossing and things like that. So because it's on Life Tap, it will proc your Life Tap that's actually on your DO. So this one you level to 20. This one you want as high level as possible because supported skills deal 19% more damage while you have Life Tap. Obviously this one is only 10, but you don't care about this one. This is basically just a trigger. So boom, tag that, you have Life Tap, you're doing 19% more damage with Death Oath. The other gems are efficiency, less duration, so 19% more damage because we're killing things so fast, we don't really need a duration. We're running so quick. So it's nice to have the duration there. Swift Affliction, Conk Effect. And normally these Awakens supports are very cheap. A lot of people don't play chaos damage builds. Even like Toxic Rain and things like that have fallen off in the meta. I don't know if these will be expensive this time around. One of them normally is. It might be Swift Affliction, or it might be Swift Affliction that's somewhat expensive, but it's usually not that bad. One of them's like dirt cheap. I forget. It's been like 10 months since we played PoE 1, so can't honestly remember off the top of my head. But yeah, that's pretty much all you need. Any ring with resist, you don't need this one right now. Obviously, this is just what you would call it, magic fine gear that I have on with the belt and things like that. So I actually have a way better belt in here that I could be using, that has the hunter mod on it with increased chaos damage, max life, resist, etc. Right? So like I said, this gear is bad. And the fact that I don't have any clusters in right now, this is kind of what you would be looking at to begin with. So let's jump into a map just so I could show you what it looks like without any cluster jewels, and kind of MF gear in. So let's jump into a T16. Where's do it? I have so many. Let's just pop one of these. And the good thing about this build too is you don't have to worry about mods, right? You're not doing elemental damage. You're not doing any projectile stuff. I never look at mods on this build. Nothing really affects you. Obviously, sometimes there's mods where their monsters have increased chaos resistance, so that will feel bad in the damage department. But anything when it comes to like killing you, reflect, all that good stuff, don't ever have to worry about it. So that's another positive. So let's go and take a look here. No cluster jewels. As you can see, they don't die as fast as they did in my first video, but I mean, look at that. It's still instant. Just tap the rares, dead. Tap the rares, dead. So, and something you can do for mechanics like this, you can throw your Val Caustic Arrow over it, tap them, by the time they come out, dead. Like, it's so awesome. And then same thing for Expedition. When you're placing down the explosives, throw the Caustic Arrow before you detonate over majority of the area, so by the time they come up, they're already dead. And like I said, what you're seeing now is T16, no cluster jewels, nothing fancy. Grab the altars, they come up, they die. This is an awesome, quick altar farming strat build you could do, especially when you're doing bubblegum currency and the red altars. You can get currency really quick just by flying through early on. And like I said, this is not, you can run this into complete endgame. I'll probably mess with Wintertide brand once I save up enough currency, but as a league starter, I cannot recommend this build enough. It is so easy to get going. Something I want to clarify in the other video as well, as I said, fusings when doing the chess piece, right? However, I meant chromes, obviously, because I was talking about the colors. You do not need to 6-link this chess piece. You just need the 2 red, 2 blue, 2 green. So chromatics is what I was talking about, where you have to, pray to RNG Jesus there to help you out. I've had some do a couple. I've had some take forever. So let me show you again here with the Val Caustic Arrow. Oh, don't want to go in here. So super easy. Throw it over the target first. You get the nice stream there. Pop it. I usually walk alongside it, so he has to walk in it. Walk parallel or on top of it. So when you have someone chasing you, they are just dying, right? So good stuff there when you're kiting like a big rare or something. But yeah, I mean, this is, like you said, easy peasy sometimes. So I haven't been reading the altars, so if I go into this boss room and get absolutely smacked, my bad. I didn't read any of the things that could be possibly just making the bosses ridiculous. So we'll find out right now if I get destroyed or not. So throw a Caustic Arrow over. See, this is stuff where you can kind of kite a little bit. Cast off in the distance. Oh! Yeah, so dead. Cool. And that's it. So easy peasy. Is there anything else I forgot to mention? When it comes to skills, you don't need anything. Like I said, Stone Golem for the life regen, Withering Step, Flame Dash when you get stuck on things. You're always spamming Withering Step, and then just Caustic Area when you need to. No fancy flasks. When you're initially leveling, you don't have to go this route first. If you're doing Wintertide brand, you can go over to Frigid Wake and then Profane Bloom. You'll get this. So yeah, first lab, second lab, third lab, and then fourth lab, you can go over here. However, by the time you have fourth lab, you'll be in DO already. So yeah, don't think I missed anything this time around. If you have any questions, concerns, feel free to let me know. I'll throw this POB in the video, so look down below. And then also I can also work on a Wintertide brand POB as well, and I'll throw in there. So if you have any questions, feel free to just drop by the stream, twitch.tv/landpuma, or leave them in the comments below. I'll always respond. And yeah, hopefully you'll have a blast of a lead start running through and exploding everybody. So good luck, everyone. Talk to you soon.